Welcome back to another rebuild here. Today I'm going to be rebuilding the Pittsburgh Steelers, or at least attempting to do so. Let me mention that, okay, so obviously this team doesn't really need to be rebuilt. They're very talented. You know, they have one of the best rosters in the game. That also goes for a bunch of other teams. Like, on my Saints rebuild, I got a comment saying, like, how are you rebuilding this team if they just made the playoffs and they're a contender? Okay, so it's not a rebuild for every team. I'm just keeping the aesthetic of the name the same. This is technically a reload. I didn't think I really had to explain that, but okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. Reloading the Pittsburgh Steelers, just trying to make them very, very good for the future. This one could technically be, considered a rebuild because I'm going to be getting rid of Big Ben. I'm sorry, Steelers fans, but, he's an 86. He's not that high of an overall. He should be higher, in my opinion. I feel like he should be like a 92. Maybe then I'd keep him. I don't even know because I think I traded Drew Brees, who's a 92 in this game. I think Drew Brees should be like a 95, but that's something different. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to be getting rid of Big Ben. He's 36 years old. He has good stats. Obviously he puts up good numbers in this game. But I think it would be better for the long run if I just draft a quarterback. Also, this team has Mason Rudolph. So, in the off chance Mason Rudolph just absolutely goes off, I want to trade Big Ben, for those reasons. Also, before I get into the rest of, the team, let me just mention that in the description of all my videos, I have a link to my Twitter and a link to my Discord. I'm just going to mention that now, just in case you guys want to click on either of those links. You can follow me on Twitter. You can join the Discord if you want. I've mentioned that before, but I want to say it again, just in case I have gained new followers, new subscribers and stuff since, which I'm sure I have. So if you guys want to, contact me, I'm in the Discord, so you can always just direct message me that way, or you can, mention me on Twitter. I'll probably respond. I'm usually pretty active on Twitter with responding to people. I don't tweet out all too much, but I'm trying to, tweet out more. Anyway, the rest of the team now. I don't want to talk about that for too long. Le'Veon Bell is one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the NFL. But of course, he is holding out in real life. So James Conner has come in and actually played well. He played really well in the first week. They didn't run the ball too much last week against the Chiefs. As of me recording this, they just played the Chiefs this past weekend. I'll probably upload this. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm going to upload this before week 3. It doesn't really matter. But, he's been playing well so far. I drafted Le'Veon Bell in my one fantasy football league, so I'm really hoping he comes back because he would be a really big asset to my team. Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Eli Rogers make up the wide receivers. I think this Washington guy, James Washington, is playing quite a bit. I know he's a rookie, so, maybe he can stay on the team. I'm not sure if I'll play him. But Antonio Brown for sure, going to stay on the team. Juju Smith-Schuster, Le'Veon Bell, those guys aren't going anywhere. Of course, AB has had some drama recently with some tweets and stuff like that, but I think he's all good. I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing for the long haul of the Steelers. Alejandro Villanueva is their left tackle. Ramon Foster is their left guard, and then I always get the Pouncey brothers confused. Marquise Pouncey is the center. If I say Mike Pouncey at any time, just know that I mean Marquise. I know the difference between them. I know what team the other one's on, but I always, forget their names or say the other one. David DeCastro is one of the best right guards in the NFL, and Marcus Gilbert is not a bad tackle. So this is a good offensive line, but there's some age here. Villanueva's almost 30. He's 29. He'll probably get traded. Ramon Foster is over 30. He's 32. He'll get traded. Marquise Pouncey, probably going to get traded. He's 29. He's a great center, but I just would rather get a younger center. And then Marcus Gilbert, 30 years old. He's a good tackle, but I think I'm going to trade him. Honestly, the only one who's going to stay is David DeCastro. And I'm sure that pisses off some Steelers fans, but they probably already clicked off the video since I said I was going to trade Big Ben. Vance McDonald is currently the starting tight end. I honestly think Jesse James is a bit better. He's 24 years old. That doesn't really matter too much with how good he is, but I think he actually is a really talented tight end. I feel like he should have quick development or something. Who knows? Maybe I'll trade for another tight end. Not, really too sure yet. This defense isn't terrible. I mean, they played really badly in real life the past 2 weeks. But on paper, this defense isn't too bad. Also, Ryan Shazier's here. There he is. So, obviously, a fantastic middle linebacker, super athletic. It's really horrible what happened to him and what kind of injury he had to go through. I hope he just recovers, not even for the fact of him playing football again. I just hope he can recover to have a normal life again. Honestly, just hoping for the best. Vince Williams is the second middle linebacker. I'm going to trade him. He's not fantastic. TJ Watt is a young pass rusher. Definitely want to keep him on the team. Morgan Burnett is one of their newest acquisitions, but he's almost 30, right? He's 29. Yeah, he's going to get traded. He's not bad, but he's 29. I hope you guys understand all this stuff. Sean Davis is still young, but he's not great. Terrell Edmonds, right? Yeah, Terrell Edmonds is the one they just drafted. I might start him just to see what he can do. I don't know, why not? They also have Marcus Allen. I'm a Penn State fan, so I like Marcus Allen a lot. He played well for Penn State. Obviously, he's not like a fantastic player. I don't think he might develop into something, but not in the game for sure. He's a 67 overall. Joe Haden is their number 1 corner. Joe Haden was such a good cornerback for the Browns. He's still good, but obviously past his prime. He was, like an elite corner for a while for the Browns. I really liked him on that team, but I think I will be getting rid of him because he's pretty expensive and he's also 29 years old. Artie Burns is a very good young corner. He will stay. Mike Hilton will stay on the team. Cody Sensabaugh. I don't even know who this is, to be honest. Cameron Sutton. I was going to say Cameron Sutton, but I wasn't entirely sure if that was his name. I don't know what's going to happen with those guys. Cameron Hayward. This is a weird situation. So he's 29, but he's an 89 overall. I think I'll keep him for at least a year. I'll probably do, with him what I did with Geno Atkins, keep him until he goes down tremendously, so he will stay on the team. Devon Hargreaves, not a bad defensive tackle, number 1, and Stephon Tuitt is a great left end. Your name is Javon, right? Okay, for some reason, I wasn't too confident in that. Whatever. But Stephon Tuitt is a fantastic defensive end. He's going to be here for the rest of the rebuild. So let's get into some trades. Someone suggested that I try to trade for Khalil Mack, and I just want to show you how that's not going to happen. Big Ben, Marcus Gilbert, and a first-round draft pick don't even bring it halfway up, so there's no way I'm going to be able to get him. Vance McDonald and Ramon Foster will get me a first-round draft pick from the Bills. The reason why I wanted to get the Bills draft pick, though, is because I wanted this trade to go through. I'm giving the Chargers John Bostic, Vince Williams, and the Bills' first-round draft pick for Joey Bosa. The person who suggested I go after Khalil Mack also suggested I get Joey Bosa, so he doesn't fit the scheme as a left end, so I'm just going to move him up to outside linebacker. This is such a steal. I actually can't believe this went through. I'm giving the Buccaneers Joe Haden, Dangerfield, and Alejandro Villanueva for Ali Marpet and their first-round draft pick. Another absolutely insane trade. Eli Rogers and Zach Banner will get me the Bengals' first-round draft pick. Okay, I'm getting a lot of value with these trades. I'm giving the Giants Big Ben, Marcus Gilbert, and Sean Davis for Will Hernandez and Evan Ingram. I didn't really want to get rid of Sean Davis, but I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Marquise Pouncey, Tanner Matakevich, I think that's how it's pronounced, and Tyson Alu for Desmond King and Forrest Lamp. I'm giving the Jets Xavier Grimble, Bud Dupree, and our first-round draft pick for Jamal Adams. So I'm sorry for getting rid of Bud Dupree, but there's really no reason for him on the team anymore since now we have Joey Bosa playing outside linebacker and TJ Watt playing the other outside linebacker position, so that he was just taking up space, and he's actually kind of expensive. I'm giving the Cardinals Morgan Burnett, I think his name is Anthony Chickalo, and Justin Hunter for their first-round draft pick. Here's a look at the team heading into the first season. I'm sure the offense got worse, right, because we have a significantly worse quarterback starting, but we still do have Le'Veon Bell, still have Antonio Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster. I didn't acquire any new wide receivers, so then James Washington is going to be playing, I think, as like the number 2 when we have a slot receiver in, because I want Juju Smith-Schuster playing the slot. I want him to get a lot of playing time. This O-line might be better, but actually the overalls would probably indicate that it's worse. I had to move a lot of these guys around because I just kind of got a lot of guards. I pretty much put the biggest guards at tackle, and I put my best offensive lineman at left tackle, considering that's like the most important offensive line position, especially in simulation. And then Will Hernandez I put to right tackle, then Ali Marpet, Forrest Lamp stayed at guard, and BJ Finney slid over to center because he was already on this team. Evan Ingram is now the tight end. That's a pretty big upgrade as well. And then on the defense, so we have Joey Bosa playing right outside linebacker. We have Desmond King and Jamal Adams. Those guys are new faces. I think this defense got better. That's just me. We did lose, another middle linebacker, so is your name Lee Fort? No, it's LJ Fort. I don't know why I thought it was Lee. He's going to be starting at middle linebacker, number 2. He's not good. He's not going to stay on the team for a while, obviously. But this team's an 82 overall. I think it was an 82 like before, or just very close to this, I think, before I did any trades. So I'm going to change the experience sliders, and I'll see you at the midseason. We have a bye week here at the midseason mark, but we are actually 6-1, so this team is playing well. The Ravens are 4-4, the Bengals are 4-4, and the Browns are 2-6. So on the offensive side, we have 1 experience point from Roosevelt Nix, Juju Smith-Schuster, BJ Finney, and Forrest Lamp, and 1 from James Washington as well. And then on the defensive side, 2 from Joey Bosa, 1 from a ton of different players, 2 from Desmond King as well, 1 from Mike Hilton down there. So looks like the team's playing pretty well. Le'Veon Bell, of course, has to come back to the team, and unlike real life so far, I am going to be giving him a longer contract than just a franchise tag. Ali Marpet I want back, Ryan Shazier I do. Mike Hilton, Jordan Berry, Jesse James, I want those guys back too. Actually, Jesse James isn't too important, but I kind of just want to bring him back because I like him as a player. I don't know. But anyway, Ali Marpet, let's try to bring him back to a 5-year deal. He's coming back to the team. Nice to see. He's really close to another experience point. Le'Veon Bell, let's give him a 7-year deal. There we go. Massive contract here, but he is going to be accepting it. He's one of the best players to get in simulation, so like it's a no-brainer to want to bring him back. Ryan Shazier, I want him back as well. He normally goes off in simulation too. He's coming back. Mike Hilton is currently starting, so he's not too expensive either. So if I draft a corner who's better, or if I sign a corner who's better, I'm okay with trading him or having Mike Hilton just play number 4. Jordan Berry, I want back. He's a pretty good punter, so why not? Usually like to bring back the special teams guys because no reason not to. Apparently he doesn't want to come back though with that kind of salary. Jesse James, how much money do you want? That's honestly a bit more than I'd want to pay a backup tight end, so I'm just going to let him go. I can always sign one in free agency. He doesn't get on the field much. Also, I realized I mentioned that we had a bye week at the midseason mark, and we clearly don't. We play against the Ravens. It was just that I didn't see the game since they added this upgrade players tab. I'm pretty sure that's new, so that's why I thought we had a bye week at first. We got a first-round bye here in the playoffs. Nice to see. We went 13-3. The Ravens were 8-7-1. The Bengals 7-9. And the Browns 5-10-1. So let's check out the schedule just to show you guys I didn't cheat. This team played very well in the first season though. 3-1 in the preseason. Won the opening 2 games. Lost to the Buccaneers. Won a whole lot in a row. Lost to the Jaguars. It's a tough team to beat though. We also lost to the Chargers. Another tough team to beat. But then we won every other game. Looks like a very nice schedule. So Phillip Rivers wins MVP. That kind of makes sense. Mason Rudolph though. 3,826 yards. 26 touchdowns. 11 picks. Not that bad of a season, but I will probably be trying to draft a quarterback this year. Le'Veon Bell, 1,748 yards, 15 touchdowns. He averaged nearly 6 yards a carry. James Conner got 9 touchdowns as well, so the running game definitely helped us this season. Receiving, nobody got over 1,000 yards. Juju Smith-Schuster was the closest, though. Antonio Brown had a really down year. It's probably just because Mason Rudolph was the quarterback. Le'Veon Bell added 370 more yards onto his season, so I'm pretty sure that puts him over 2,000 for the year. Yeah, it does. Blocking, how is this? Pretty good. I mean, Will Hernandez letting up 12 isn't ideal, but everyone else played well, so that's nice to see. 109 tackles from Desmond King. Interesting that he led the team. 106 from Ryan Shazier. Tackles for loss, we have 15 from Cam Hayward, 11 from Joey Bosa, 10 from TJ Watt. Sack numbers, 12 from TJ Watt. That's a nice season. 9 from Joey Bosa, not bad. 7.5 from Cam Hayward, and then 7 from Devon Hargreaves. Interceptions, 4 from Artie Burns, 2 from LJ Fort and Ryan Shazier, 1 from that guy. I'm not pronouncing that name. Just saying. 1 from Terrell Edmonds, Jamal Adams, Desmond King, and Mike Hilton. Did this guy play? No, he only had 19 tackles, but he did have a pick, and 3.5 sacks. He actually played well whenever he was in. Any touchdowns? We have at least 1, and it's going to go to Artie Burns. We were 4th in the NFL in offense. Defense was probably pretty high too. 7th. Yeah, okay, so they're both top 10. Nice to see. Phillip Rivers wins MVP. Le'Veon Bell, though, comes in 2nd. It would have been cool if he could have won that. Nobody else from the Steelers. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Phillip Rivers. Le'Veon Bell comes in at number 2. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Telvin Smith. AJ Bouye right behind him. It's cool to see a corner that high, but then we have Desmond King, Artie Burns, TJ Watt, Ryan Shazier, LJ Fort, all in the list. So from number 4 to number 8, we just dominated. That's cool. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Mason Rudolph. Nice to see. I don't think he's going to get that many experience points where, I'd want to keep him. James Washington comes in 8th. I didn't see anybody else from the Steelers. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Denzel Ward. He's up to an 87. Terrell Edmonds comes in 5th. I don't think he's going to get that many experience points either. And then nobody else from our team. So I will most likely be, replacing Mason Rudolph. Let's see how he did though. 4 experience points isn't bad. So the quarterback class this year really isn't that good. So I kind of want to, it almost makes me want to keep him now. I didn't think he'd get 4. Honestly, I expected him to get 2. Maybe. Okay, so maybe I'll keep him for another season and then replace him next year if there's a good corner or quarterback. Unless the combines of these guys are insane. So we have 1 experience point from Le'Veon Bell, 4 from Juju Smith-Schuster, 2 from James Washington, 2 from a couple other guys, 3 from Will Hernandez, not bad. And then on the defense, we have 4 from Joey Bosa, 5 from Artie Burns, 5 from Desmond King. These corners are about to be playing very, very well. 4 from TJ Watt, 3 from Terrell Edmonds, 2 from Jamal Adams. Looks nice. This team upgraded very, very well after the first season. Mason Rudolph is up to a 77 overall. Juju Smith-Schuster is up to an 86 overall, and he now has star development. Pretty much everyone on the offense was confident, and then on the defense, Artie Burns is an 85, Desmond King is an 86. We also have a 100% scheme fit. So let's see who we have to take on I'm not sure who it's going to be. It's going to be the Patriots, the 8-8 Patriots. Let's see what the overall difference is between us. We are an 86. They are an 87. They're actually a higher overall than us. So that means we should win, right? Because it happens to me all the time, but we're probably just going to lose here. Let's advance to the next week. Let's see if we were able to take down the Patriots. And we were not able to take down the Patriots. Well, that's fun. Let's check out the schedule, though. And then I will also go through who made the Pro Bowl, because I got a couple comments suggesting I do that. So we lost 34-17. This game wasn't even really that close. Here we are looking at the Pro Bowl rosters. So, I'm just going to hone in on the AFC, just because that's what, division or conference the Steelers are in. Phillip Rivers, Blake Bortles, and Mason Rudolph are the quarterbacks. It's actually really cool that our quarterback made it. Le'Veon Bell, Kareem Hunt, and Melvin Gordon make up the running backs, so Le'Veon's in there as well. Andy Janovich is the starting fullback, but Patrick Ricard is the backup. Keenan Allen, Julian Edelman, Emmanuel Sanders, DeAndre Hopkins, Quincy Enunwa, and Travis Benjamin are the wide receivers. So 2 wide receivers from the Chargers made it. But if you look at the NFC side, their wide receivers are stacked. Just look at the overalls. 95, 91, 94, 98, 90, 90. That is nuts, actually. So we have DeAndre Hopkins, who's a 96, and then Keenan Allen, who's a 95. Everyone else is under a 90. Gronk is the tight end. Jack Doyle is the backup. Hunter Henry is the third string. David DeCastro made it at left tackle. Taylor Lewan did too. Andrew Norwell and Ali Marpet are in there, so Ali Marpet's on our team. Brandon Linder and Rodney Hudson are the centers. Marshall Yanda, Kevin Zeitler made it for the guards. Juwan James and Will Hernandez made it for the tackles. I'm actually kind of surprised Hernandez made it. Trent Murphy, what am I talking about? And Cameron Wake are the left ends. Jabal Sheard and Bruce Irvin are the right ends. Geno Atkins, Malik Jackson, and Michael Pierce are the defensive tackles. Von Miller and TJ Watt made it. Nice to see another teammate in there. Anthony Hitchens and CJ Mosley made it for middle linebacker. Terrell Suggs and Vontez Burfict for the right outside linebackers. So, our division dominated the linebackers. There's TJ Watt, CJ Mosley, Terrell Suggs, Vontez Burfict. 4 out of, the 6 linebackers here are from this division. That's pretty cool. Marlon Humphrey, AJ Bouye, and Artie Burns and Desmond King made it too. 2 more guys from our team. Derwin James, Minka Fitzpatrick, Rashad Jones, Matthias Fairley are all the safeties. Adam Vinatieri, Sam Cook, and then T. Smith and Jay Scott. I'm not sure who those guys are, but those are the kick returners and the punt returners. I still have to bring back Jordan Berry. I forgot to do this during the season. I think he just wants a bigger salary, so let's just give him $1.5 million. Will he take that? He will take that. That's fine. He's a pretty good punter. Definitely take him back onto this team. But we are about to be in free agency here. Let's see who is here. I might actually really try to go after Trevor Williams this time. $48 million to spend. Who else is here, though? And Ndamukong Suh would be very interesting, but I don't really need him, especially since the Dolphins are giving him so much money. I'm not going to go after Trevor Williams either, because the Redskins and the Dolphins are overpaying. So I don't think I'm going to go after anyone. Ken Crawley is interesting. He could be a pretty good fit, but I think I'd rather just draft a corner. It's more fun that way. So yeah, I'm not going to go after anyone. I'm going to be trading up in this draft. I think I'm going to have to do it again as well, but I'm giving the Browns the 30th overall pick, Josh Dobbs, and my second round draft pick for the 7th overall pick in this draft. I'm giving the Titans the 20th overall pick and Ryan Switzer for the 8th overall pick. My first selection is going to be Richard Legree. He's definitely the best looking corner in this entire class. He's not the fastest, running a 4.5, 40, but he's very agile, has good acceleration, and has good top 3 skills. So let's go with him. He's a 78 overall, quick development. That was not the best pick, but still he's going to play. He has 85 zone, 80 man, 83 press. I still want this guy starting. These are the quarterbacks, who are in this class. None of them look particularly amazing, but Ty Cascaden, I don't know how to pronounce that. He looks like the best to me, because he has A- break sack, which is pretty cool, A- throw power, which isn't that bad, but it's not great, and then B+ throw on the run. I know nothing about his accuracy, but I'm just kind of banking on the fact they're decent. This guy has good throw power and has decent, throw under pressure, throw accuracy short. This guy kind of looks like this dude up here a little bit. Actually, no, he doesn't at all. I thought one of those was break sack, but he has A- throw power, A- throw accuracy short, B throw accuracy mid. This guy's probably the most accurate out of all of them, but right now, Cascaden fits the scheme, so I kind of want him. This Carey O'Connell guy looks kind of similar. I'm going to go with this dude. I don't think he's going to be that good, but I still want him to start, I think. He's a 79 overall. Okay, so he was a very good pick, actually. Ranked 13th. We took him at number 9. So right around, when he was supposed to go. Quick development is not bad either. So he has 90 throw power, 78 deep, 80 medium, 81 short. So his accuracy stats are not great really at all. 89 throw on the run's very good, 91 break sack, 86 speed too. I think this guy can play well. The last player I'm going with in the first round is probably going to be this middle linebacker, but this guy also looks really, really good. I don't think I'm going to take him. He might have superstar. I don't know. I feel like there's a decent chance of that. But I'm going to go with Mckee. This guy looks way too good to pass up. 4.75 speed isn't great, but everything else there is amazing. Great top 3 skills, A- tackling, B+ hit power, B+ pursuit. I feel like this guy's a can't miss kind of prospect. 81 overall, quick development. He just barely doesn't fit the scheme as a field general, so we can definitely fix that. 80 speed isn't phenomenal, but 90 tackling, 85 block shed, 88 hit power, 78 zone coverage is pretty good too. The rest of this draft is definitely going to be pretty boring. I didn't really scout too many prospects. I really only scouted first rounders. But Griffin Dillon, come on, this guy skipped the combine. I have to select him. He's a 72. He's actually not that terrible. That probably wasn't a good pick though. 82 strength, 77 run and pass, 76 run block power. Honestly, not the worst player I've randomly selected, so I guess it's not that bad then. I only have 2 players left on my watch board, and they're both cornerbacks, so I'm just going to go with them. Devon Sullivan, what are you all about, my friend? 75 overall, normal development. Okay, this guy was supposed to go in the second round. He ranked 57th. Has good zone coverage, not great man, decent press. You know, he doesn't look that terrible. That other guy's still going to start unless this corner that I'm about to select now is godly and he has like superstar or something, or star. I feel like those would be the only ways, you know, I would start this guy. So let's see what he's all about. I don't even know his name. Fisher Culver. Okay, so it doesn't really look like anything special, but let's still go with him. 75 overall, normal development, exactly like the last guy. Literally, these are like almost the same player. I don't have too much trade value on this team, so I was kind of forced to get rid of Mason Rudolph. I didn't really want to, but it's not the end of the world. So I'm giving the Cowboys him a 3rd round draft pick for Zack Martin. This is a look at the team going into the second season. I think this team got better. We are now an 88 overall. We have a different quarterback playing. It's Haden. I think that's how I'm going to pronounce it from now on. He fits the scheme. He's a 79 overall scrambler. I might try to upgrade his strong arm, you know, capabilities when I get experience points with him, but I do want to keep him, you know, fitting the scheme though, just because then he'd gain more experience, all that good stuff. Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster all fit the scheme as well. Eric Decker is currently our 3rd wide receiver. I did sign a couple wideouts because I realized I traded like all of them away. So James Washington is still going to be the number 3 wide receiver. This O-line's very new. Not really that new, I guess. A couple players playing different positions though. Okay, so the only player that's new here is Zack Martin. Other than that, it's the same. But Zack Martin's now playing right guard. Ali Marpet slid over to center. That makes sense because he played center in the past, I think. Evan Ingram is still the tight end. And then on the defensive side, we are still a 100% scheme fit, which is nice. The players went up well in overall, too. Ryan Shazier even has an experience point. So I'm going to put that into field general, make him an 88 overall. And I think this team can actually play really well. Let me make sure my specialist is all good. Yeah, so I have Juju Smith-Schuster playing in the slot. Desmond King is going to be the slot corner. Actually, I want... Where is he? Is this the guy we drafted? No, it's not. Legree is. So I did draft that other guy, but Legree I want playing at the number 3 there, just in case he can do anything. Also, I have Mckee playing sub-linebacker, even though Ryan Shazier is a much higher overall there. I want Mckee to play as much as possible. It would be cool if I can get him to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. At the mid-season mark here, we are 3-3-1. Okay, the Rams are 6-1. Interesting. Browns 6-2, Bengals 5-3, Ravens 4-3. So this division's kind of flipped upside down. Usually the Steelers are at the top and the Browns are at the bottom, but it's okay. Hopefully we can rebound in the second half of the season. 1 experience point from the quarterback, 2 from Juju Smith-Schuster, 1 from Will Hernandez, and then on the defensive side, 1 from a couple players, 2 from a couple players as well. Desmond King, Artie Burns, Terrell Edmonds. I almost said Tremaine Edmonds. That's not his name. So Joey Bosa has to come back to the team for sure. One of our better defensive players. Artie Burns, I want back. Devon Hargreaves, I want back as well. There's only 3 players here, so it's not too bad. We have $78.8 million to try to reel these players in here, so we can definitely get it done. Artie Burns, let's try to bring him back next. He has star development now, too. He's developing super well in this rebuild now. He's an 85 overall. Should go up, you know, after this season as well. And then Devon Hargreaves has to come to the team, too. Hopefully the quarterback's playing well. If he isn't having a good year, maybe I can try to draft another quarterback. I almost said corner. That's not right. Maybe I can try to draft another quarterback this year, if possible. But yeah, hopefully we can make it into the playoffs. We made the playoffs this year. We went 10-5-1, so we turned it around for sure at the end of the season. The Patriots went 10-6. The Browns won the division going 12-4. The Ravens 11-5, and the Bengals 6-10. This was a very, very good division. That means 3 teams from this division made the playoffs. We went 1-3 in the preseason, lost the opening 2 games, then tied to the Cardinals, and then lost to the Bengals. Really, really bad way to start the season. But then we won 4 in a row. We lost to the Browns by quite a bit. Then won a lot in a row, lost to the Bills, and barely beat the Ravens. If we would have lost that game, I don't think we would have been in the playoffs. Or it would have at least been very, very close. So Tom Brady wins MVP. It's kind of expected. He usually wins at least one. Our quarterback, 3,866 yards, 33 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. So not a crazy, number of yards, but a nice number of touchdowns and not many interceptions. He might be able to stay on the team then. Le'Veon Bell, another insane year. 1,618 yards, 8 touchdowns. Over 100 a game, averaging 5.3 yards a carry. James Conner, 8 touchdowns as well. Juju Smith-Schuster gets over 1,000 yards with 12 touchdowns. Antonio Brown, not playing as well as I expected him to do. Or to play, I guess. 978 yards, 9 touchdowns. Still a good season. Evan Ingram, 7 touchdowns. James Washington isn't doing much. Le'Veon Bell had more receiving yards than our third wide receiver. That's pretty funny, with 2 touchdowns. Sack numbers, 9 from David DeCastro, and then not many from everyone else. That's nice to see. On the defense, we have 115 tackles from Roman Mckee. I don't think that'll be enough for Defensive Rookie of the Year. 96 from Ryan Shazier. Tackles for loss, we have 12 from TJ Watt, and then 10 from Ryan Shazier, Joey Bosa, and Devon Hargreaves. Ryan Shazier had 10 tackles for loss and 3 picks. Wow. 9 sacks from TJ Watt, 7 from Ryan Shazier, and then interceptions. 4 from Rashard LeGree. He's a rookie. It'd be cool if he could win Defensive Rookie of the Year. 3 from Ryan Shazier, 2 from Artie Burns, 1 from TJ Watt. It's kind of interesting. He got 1. Desmond King, Terrell Edmonds, and Jamal Adams. Any touchdowns? We do not have any. So we were 7th in the NFL in offense. Still a very, very good offense. The defense must have gotten worse. Yeah, it's 20th. Okay, so the defense got a lot worse. MVP goes to Tom Brady. We saw that already. Taylor Caldwell comes in 2nd. I don't even know who that is. That must be a quarterback. That's just what it seems like it has to be. Anybody from the Steelers? Kind of surprised that Le'Veon Bell didn't make it. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Tom Brady. Le'Veon Bell makes it at number 5. Our quarterback makes it at number 8. Anybody who's a rookie above him? I do not see any rookies, so that's a good sign. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Joe Schobert. We have Ryan Shazier in there at number 4. Nobody else from our team. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to our quarterback, so he's definitely going to be staying on the team. I also got the quarterback upgrade, so he should have probably at least 5 experience points, which is nice. Nobody else from the Steelers. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Joseph Renner. He's an 87 overall. Roman Mckee comes in 2nd. Rashard LeGree should be higher, man. He comes in 7th. That was a really good season. 4 picks. All right, well, let's check out the experience points. We have 3 from the quarterback. Expected more, but still 3 is not bad. 7 from Juju Smith-Schuster. Okay. 1 from Le'Veon Bell, Forrest Lamp, Ali Marpet, Evan Ingram. 4 from Will Hernandez. And then on the defense, we have 3 from TJ Watt, 2 from Mckee, 2 from a couple other guys. I see 3 from a couple other guys as well, so not bad. What about LeGree? He has 3 too. Okay, not bad. This team is now a 92 overall. It's looking good. Haden went up to an 83. Le'Veon Bell's a 99 with confidence. Antonio Brown is a 98 now. Juju Smith-Schuster is a 93 overall with superstar development. His stats are insane. He has turned into a very, very good wide receiver. This O-line's looking good. Evan Ingram's up to an 88. And then on the defensive side, Mckee is an 83. I didn't even spend LeGree's points. I kind of forgot about him. But I'm going to get this into slot, because slot usually upgrades zone and man, which is always nice, makes him a more well-rounded corner. You could always just specialize in man to try to get him to fit the scheme. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that for these last 2 just to make sure he fits the scheme. So he's going to be an 81 overall man-to-man covering corner. That's pretty nice then. So hopefully he can have another good season, because he should, be on the team again. But the corners are looking good. Desmond King's an 89. Artie Burns is an 89. Terrell Edmonds is an 80. Jamal Adams is up to a 90. Team's looking pretty good. So we have to take on the Patriots again, who we lost to last year in the playoffs. We have a 92 overall. They have an 87 overall. I'm going to spend my coach experience really, really quickly, though, just because I want to get it for this game. So let's spend the coach XP. I think I might spend it on the secondary or the linebackers. I'm going to go with the linebackers, because we have a rookie. Well, next year he won't be a rookie. I think I can actually spend it on the O-line as well. So, yeah, we have a young middle linebacker, and we have a young outside linebacker. No, the O-line is 1,600. I don't want to get the kicking or the punting boost. So, let's just sim this week. Let's see if we took down the Patriots this year. We did. Okay, so we have to take on the 12-4 Browns. So, let's go to next week. Let's check out if we won. We did not end up winning. We lost 31-10. I'll check out the schedule though, just show you guys I didn't cheat or anything. That sucks. We lost to a divisional rival who seems to be very good. So we won 35-14 against the Patriots and then lost 31-10. Here's a look at the Pro Bowl roster. Tom Brady leads the AFC, for the quarterback. Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson are both in there too. Leonard Fournette, Le'Veon Bell, Mark Ingram are the running backs. Patrick Ricard and Danny Vitale are the fullbacks. Michael Crabtree is the first wide receiver. Okay, Julian Edelman, Keenan Allen, Juju Smith-Schuster, Antonio Brown, and Robbie Anderson make it. So we have 2 guys from our team here. The NFC wide receiver core is still so stacked. Marquise Goodwin makes it. That's cool. Gronk is the tight end again. ASJ is the second tight end. Hayden Hurst is the third tight end. That's kind of cool that he made it. David DeCastro and Taylor Lewan are the tackles. Left tackles anyway. Andrew Norwell and Joel Bitonio are the guards. Brandon Linder, Ronnie Hudson are the center. Zack Martin, Kevin Zeitler are the 2 guards. The 2 right guards. Will Hernandez and Jack Conklin are the right tackles. So a lot of these faces I remember from last season. So it's pretty much the same offensive line aside from a couple differences. J.J. Watt and Trent Murphy are the left ends. Trent Murphy made it again. Myles Garrett and Jabal Sheard are the right ends. And Ndamukong Suh and Larry Ogunjobi and Malik Jackson are the 3 defensive tackles. Von Miller and T.J. Watt, this is exactly the same. Both of these players are here last year. Wesley Woodyard and Ryan Shazier are the middle linebackers. Wesley Woodyard made it. He's a 76 overall. Jadeveon Clowney and Vontaze Burfict are the 2 right outside linebackers. Casey Hayward, Kendall Fuller, Malcolm Butler, and Denzel Ward are the corners. We have a nice cornerback core going on right now. Derwin James is the free safety. Kareem Jackson is the second free safety. Eric Berry and Sean Williams are the strong safeties. Harrison Butker, Marquette King. Joe Mixon's the kick returner. Okay, and Scott makes it again at punt returner. I am now in free agency where I have $58.63 million to bring in some players. That's actually a lot of money. Who can I get? Bobby Wagner. That would have been interesting. I don't know if I would have went with him, but, it's Bobby Wagner. I feel like I would have had to. Derrick Henry's here, don't need him. Ndamukong Suh, I would like another defensive tackle, but no one like him. I don't know, he's really expensive, and he's 33 years old. We'll probably only be for 1 or 2 more seasons. Don't need a cornerback. I usually go after one of those guys now, but I don't need any. I don't think I really need anyone. Dak Prescott is in free agency. That's pretty funny. Gabe Delebe, Allen Hurns. Yeah, I don't really want anyone. I'm trading up in this draft with the Dolphins, giving them the 26th overall pick, the 58th overall pick, and Sullivan for the number 4 overall pick. There's a really, really good-looking wide receiver, and I want to select him. Hopefully he doesn't go. All right, I don't think he got drafted. He's supposed to go in the mid-first round, so I traded up well before he was supposed to go. There he is. Demarcus Slayton. A spectacular catch, B+ short route running, and B release. This guy looks tremendous. I'm going to go with him. He's an 81 overall quick development, ranked number 5. We took him at number 4. 91 speed, 91 acceleration, 95 spectacular catch, 96 jumping. I think this guy is going to play. I'm going to be selecting a defensive tackle, because why not? Dontrevious Long. What a name. He's very strong. Let's just go with him. He's a 73 overall, normal development. He's not bad. 90 strength is actually really good. He's not terrible, but he's not going to start, so I'm just going to send him to the end of the draft. I'm giving the Buccaneers Culver Hargrave and a 4th rounder for Vita Vea. I kind of just wanted to get a defensive tackle upgrade. I do like Devon Hargrave. I don't think he's a bad player, but Vita Vea is a lot better. This is going to be the team heading into the last season. I'm just assuming this is going to be the last year because this team should make the playoffs and should do pretty well once they make it to the playoffs. So the offense is no different. This team has been the same way for a little while now. And then on the defense, the only real difference we made is Vita Vea. Actually, hold on. The offense is different. I have Slayton. I don't think he's going to play too much, but I do want this guy starting at some point. I want Juju Smith-Schuster still in the slot, though. But anyway, the defense, Vita Vea is one of the newest players, and I think he's like the newest starter here. I like this team a lot, though. I definitely think they can play well. At the mid-season mark here, we are 4-3. Honestly, I was hoping to have a more comfortable record. The Browns are also 4-3, the Bengals are 3-1, and the Ravens are 2-5. I hope we can, still make the playoffs, or if we can, at least bring back the players we need. So we have 1 experience point for a couple players here, and then on the defense, we have a bunch of players with at least 1. TJ Watt has 2. But let's try to bring back Juju Smith-Schuster. I definitely want him back if I'm going another season. Jamal Adams, Desmond King, Evan Ingram, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Forrest Lamp, and James Conner, potentially, are all players I want. How much money do we have? Can we get this done? Okay, we should be able to get this done. I brought everybody here back, including James Conner, along with all of these other players, so we should be able to at least go another season if we have to. We ended up getting a first round bye at the end of this season, so that's nice to see. We went 11-5, the Ravens 9-7, along with the Browns, and the Bengals were 7-8-1. So I think regardless of what happens in the postseason here, this will be the final season. We went 1-3 in the preseason, though. We won the opening 3 games of the regular season, lost to the Eagles that beat the Redskins, lost 2 more, beat the Bengals, lost against the Texans, 1-2, lost against the Titans, and then won the last 4. So at least we're heading into the playoffs with, on a hot streak here. Todd Gurley won MVP. Let's check out how our quarterback played, though. 4,200 yards, pretty much, 32 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That was a really, really good season. He was very safe with the football, but he still made some pretty good throws just based on the stats and the touchdowns. 1,667 yards for Le'Veon Bell with 14 touchdowns. James Conner had 3 touchdowns. Antonio Brown finally gets over 1,000 yards. He gets 6 touchdowns, though. Juju Smith-Schuster has the most, amount of touchdowns on the team with 10. He also had 883 yards. Evan Ingram, 785 yards, 4 touchdowns. And Demarcus Slayton got 2 sacks. This has been low all a rebuild, and it remains that way again. And then on the defense, 109 tackles from Ryan Shazier, 93 from Terrell Edmonds. Tackles for loss, I see 14 from Cameron Hayward, 12 from Joey Bosa, 10 from Roman Mckee, Stephon Tuitt, and Vita Vea. How many sacks did we get? 7.5 from Joey Bosa, 6.5 from TJ Watt. A pretty down year for TJ Watt, but still not terrible, I guess. Interceptions, we have 3 from Terrell Edmonds and then 1 from a handful of other players. We have it from Vita Vea, Roman Mckee, Jamal Adams, Artie Burns, and Rashard LeGree. So Rashard LeGree regressed a little with his, pick numbers, but it's okay. We have a safety from TJ Watt. Any more? No, only 1. Okay, so any touchdowns, though? We do not have any. We were second in the NFL in offense. I think our offense has been top 10 the past 3 years. And then defense was 16th, so it got better from last season, which I think it was 20 last year. So Todd Gurley of the 9-6-1 Rams wins MVP. Le'Veon Bell's in there at number 2, though. Anybody else from the Steelers? Our quarterback makes it at number 8. Big Ben makes it at number 10. He's down to an 80 overall. How tragic. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Le'Veon Bell. Our quarterback is in there at number 3. Nobody else from the Steelers. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Miles Jack. Ryan Shazier is in there at number 6. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Demarcus Slayton comes in 5th. Nobody else from the Steelers, I don't think. I only really drafted 2 players, I think. I'm pretty sure I did only draft 2 players this past year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, nobody from the Steelers. Who won it, though? Marquise Gross. All right, best quarterback goes to our guy, Ty Cascaden. Baker Mayfield comes in 2nd. Blake Bortles, one of the best quarterbacks to ever do it. I think I said that the last time he was in one of these lists, too, but he comes in at number 3. Obviously, nobody else from the Steelers. Best running back goes to Le'Veon Bell. Looking nice there. Best wide receiver goes to Cecile Muhammad. Okay, he's on the Browns. Interesting. We have Juju Smith-Schuster and Antonio Brown in there, though. That's probably why, he probably did well because Baker Mayfield seemed to play very well. Could have also been another, the relationship the other way, too. Zack Martin and David DeCastro lead off the best offensive lineman list. We also have Ali Marpet and Will Hernandez in there, so we're just missing one guy. I don't remember who we're missing. I think it's Forrest Lamp, actually, the more I think about it. Myles Garrett wins best D lineman. Jerry Hughes comes in 2nd, though. He's on the Ravens. He's also down to an 80 overall. Nobody from the Steelers. Best linebacker goes to Brandon Marshall. Nobody from the Steelers. All right, kind of surprising. Best defensive back goes to Marcus Gilchrist. Okay. 3 Jaguars players in there. That's pretty interesting. Terrell Edmonds makes up number 10. Was there 4 Jaguars players? No, I think it was only 3. Best kicker goes to Josh Lambo, but we have Chris Boswell in there at number 5. Struggling in real life, but usually he's a pretty good kicker. I don't know what's going on. Let's check out the experience points, though. We have 6 from the quarterback. That is exactly what I want to see. 1 from Forrest Lamp, 2 from Will Hernandez, 1 from Evan Ingram, 2 from Juju Smith-Schuster. And on the defense, a lot of players have some. 3 from TJ Watt, 4 from Terrell Edmonds, looking pretty nice. They also updated the game where you can go to upgrade players now. It's like an option on the front screen, and it shows you all the players here who have the most. Like it starts off with, apparently our quarterback has the most with 6. Then you can also just hit Y, and then you can upgrade all your players. So it looks really nice now that you can do that, because otherwise it takes forever if you want to manually go and do it. But our quarterback has 90. He doesn't have 90 anything. He's a 90 overall, though. That's what I meant to say. Juju Smith-Schuster up to a 94. Slayton up to an 83. And then on the defense, Terrell Edmonds is up to an 84. He's played well. TJ Watt's up to a 90. Cornerbacks are a 91, 91, and an 85. Looking really nice for this team. 99 offense, 97 defense. Let's see who we have to take on in the divisional round. I'm not sure who it's going to be. It's going to be the Raiders, who are 10-6. No chance they have a better team than us, though. That would be really interesting if they do. They are an 80, we are a 95. So, in, classic rebuild fashion, we are going to lose this game, even though we have a 15 overall point advantage on them. Let's advance to the next week and see how badly we lost by. We actually lost 35-14. What is wrong with simulation this year? I understand Derek Carr isn't bad. He normally plays well. Do they even have Derek Carr? It was 35-14. They do still have Derek Carr. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Tevin Coleman's their running back. Chris Warren III had a touchdown. Someone else did too. That's rough. I will show you guys who made the Pro Bowl one last time, though. In the 2020 season, the Pro Bowl is highlighted by our quarterback. He was actually the first quarterback there. Baker Mayfield, Big Ben is in there as well. Pretty interesting. You know, formerly all in the same division, if you think of Big Ben too. Le'Veon Bell is the starting running back. Kareem Hunt, Melvin Gordon, and the other two. Patrick Ricard has made it like every season, I think. Arma made it too as the second fullback. Michael Crabtree made it again as the #1 wide receiver. Ryan Switzer made it as the #2 wideout. I think I traded him a couple seasons ago. Interesting. DeAndre Hopkins, Cecile Mohammed, and Langham, along with Keenan Allen, are the other wideouts. This is just strange to see. Alright, anyway. David Njoku is the starting tight end. Hunter Henry is the second. And then Jonnu Smith is the third tight end. David DeCastro, starting left tackle. Trent Brown, the backup. Andrew Norwell, Joel Bitonio, the left guards. Brandon Linder, Rodney Hudson are the centers. Zack Martin, Shaq Mason are the right guards. I'm pretty sure these 4 guys here, Andrew Norwell, Joel Bitonio, Brandon Linder, and Rodney Hudson, have made it in this exact order every single season so far. Will Hernandez is the starting right tackle. Juwan James is right behind him. Calais Campbell and J.J. Watt are the left ends. Myles Garrett and Jerry Hughes are the right ends. DJ Reader, Malik Jackson, and Lewis, I'm not even sure who that is to be honest, are the starting defensive tackles. Trotter is the starting left outside linebacker at a 77 overall. Von Miller is the backup. Brandon Marshall and Preston Brown make up the middle linebackers. Jadeveon Clowney and Dante Hightower are the right outside linebackers. Bobby McKay and Adoree Jackson and Jonathan Jones and McCarrans are the corners. Jonathan Jones made it. That's interesting. Okay. Marcus Gilchrist and Gross are the safeties. Okay, so I guess Gross, I think, won Defensive Rookie of the Year, and apparently he was a safety. Coleman and Edmonds, Terrell Edmonds made it at strong safety. Josh Lambo, Ryan Quigley are the kicker and the punter. Giovanni Bernard and Shields are the kicker, or the kick returner and the punt returner. So some pretty interesting faces in the Pro Bowl this year. But thank you guys very much for watching this video. I think this team was super good. We're at 96 overall. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.